If you clicked on this video, you already know what's going on. I'm going to go pick up a new car, something pretty cool, and make a little vlog out of today and show you guys the buying process. My name's Logan, or Cream Tag, and let's get right into it. So we just pulled up to look at the car. Go take a look. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Gabe.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, so this is, it's a 1999 Subaru Legacy B4.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, it looks good. We'll do a quick once around, I guess, the outside of the car just to make sure everything looks great, and then take her for a cruise. All right, so I did my look over the car, test everything out, took it for a test drive, and everything seems fairly sound. So just signed the paperwork, and I'll be taking it home shortly. Pretty stoked. It's a really good vehicle. It drives well, and it should be a lot of fun. So we've got the car. Everything finally went through. We had a lot of annoyances with getting all of the insurance dealt with and getting an in-transit permit, because I made the bonehead mistake of forgetting my other plate at home. And normally what you would do is you take your old plate and you use your old insurance registration from a previous car or another car that you own, and you put that on your car in order to be able to drive it home, and then you get it registered, insured, and all that normally. So I forgot my plate, so what we had to do was go through the hassle of setting up an insurance policy, and then it was this all started at around 5, quarter to 5, and then the registries closed at 5 where we were, and then the next closest one was in Edmonton, which is another half hour away. So we had to drive up to Edmonton, and they closed at 6. We got there 15 minutes before closing, and then we had to get the car in transit permit. We got it fully insured, and then we got an in-transit permit so that I could drive it home. So technically I don't have a plate on this car yet, but I've got a whole thing, so it's perfectly legal to be driving it right now. So yeah, that was the whole thing, but I got the car, everything was a success. I'm currently driving it home right now, and it's driving beautifully. Both the turbos are kicking in really hard, it's really nice, and just a really overall great car so far. Really enjoyed it. It's very much a driver's car, it's the best way to describe it. It's really made for the driver, really good driving experience. The exhaust, I don't know how loud it is on the video, but the exhaust is it's loud, but it's not too loud. It's not super droney, so it sounds nice. It's got an aftermarket exhaust, of course, and that was done in Japan before it was imported over. But yeah, it's a really great car so far, and really enjoying driving it. We'll see where it takes us and see what kind of content we'll get out of this thing. There's a couple little bits and pieces that I gotta fix or replace on the car, so I'm sure I can do a couple of videos on that. I'm sure that can make for some good content. But in the meantime, yeah, we'll probably take this thing to a lot of meets and whatnot. The Integra is still getting worked on, and so far this will hopefully be a good new deal. Something new after, now that I've sold the Celica, a new car that can do a little bit of fun. It's all-wheel drive, it's got a lot of power, it's got turbos, it's a really great overall car. This is a very underrated JDM car. These cars were only ever made for sale in Japan or Australia, I believe. They weren't ever available for purchase in North America. So those of you who are in the States, you can't get your hands on this car yet. It's a 1999. In the United States, the car needs to be at least 25 years old in order to import it, and this one isn't quite there yet. In Canada, the rule's 15 years. So this thing is legal for import here. However, it would not be legal to import it in the States quite yet. So for those of you in Canada, if you're looking for a car that's fast, it's got all-wheel drive, something JDM, and you want to get it for a decent price, I would highly suggest one of these cars. They're super underrated. They're going for a lot less than your typical, even a USDM WRX, at least where I'm from, are more expensive than this car, and this makes more power, it weighs less, and it's Japanese, right-hand drive, and this is also manual as well. So really great car, really cool, and hopefully we'll get a lot more new content out of the vehicle. Alright, so it's been 2 days since I bought this car, and it's been an absolute beaut driving it. It's handling really well, and it's an overall really great car. There's a couple little things here and there that I need to fix up, and it needs a little bit of TLC, but overall it's in pretty good shape, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to drive this car. To anyone who's looking to buy a right-hand drive or looking to import a car, I would highly recommend these cars. I would highly recommend getting one of these. They're incredibly underrated. They make a lot of power. It's twin turbo, all-wheel drive. It's got 4 doors. You can fit all your friends in it. It's got a bunch of space while also not being too big of a car. I've driven a lot of small cars. This is probably the biggest car I've owned, and it doesn't feel that massive. So I would highly, highly recommend getting one of these cars. All right, so this is the engine. This is a EJ208. It's the twin turbo 2-liter boxer that Subaru made, and it's a pretty cool engine. This engine makes a lot of power for how small it is. It's only a 2-liter, but it pushes out 280 horsepower, which is insane. To put that into perspective, my Integra is a 1.8 liter, so it's just slightly smaller, and it's NA, dual overhead cam, and it makes 140 horsepower. So this thing makes twice the amount of power my Integra does with only an extra 2 liters. It's those 2 turbos though added onto it that give it all its power. Really great car. You just want to make sure that it doesn't leak or burn any oil. This engine luckily does not burn or leak any oil. This engine's in really great shape as it is JDM, so it's forged block, forged internals as far as I know. I'm not super knowledgeable on Subarus, if I'm being completely honest. This is my first one. However, I put a lot of research into this car before I bought it. And I'm glad I did, because there's a lot of little things that are good to know about, a lot of little things to look for, and luckily this one's in really great shape. The body could use a little bit of love, but overall it doesn't have a ton of rust, and it's in pretty great shape. All the paint's like in decent shape. It could use some, could use a wax and a polish for sure, but I mean, for how old it is and the mileage that's on the car, it's pretty good body. All right, so I'm gonna go over some of the little bits and pieces on the inside of the car. All right, so sitting in the car, in front of me right here is a nice Momo steering wheel. That came from factory. That's pretty common for a lot of Japanese Subarus, and a lot of the WRXs, the STIs, they all had Momo wheels from factory. This car has a lot of little gimmicks and little things that make it really, really cool. The first thing, it's not really a gimmick, it's more of just a really nice feature for how old the car is. It's not super common, is it has AC and climate control. So this car is 24 years old and it has AC, climate control. It'll go from 18.5 degrees Celsius to, I believe, 32 degrees Celsius, which is a huge range, and it's really nice. The AC in this thing blows nice and cold. The heat blows nice and warm, and it's great. Now, one thing that wasn't super common with a lot of Japanese cars of this age is it has cup holders. It's got 2 in the front and it's got 2 in the back. The design on the one in the front is pretty cool. It's just this little thing you push out, folds out, and then you push it back in. Now the one down here, mine is in pretty rough shape. So you just flick this up, and then your cup holder's down there. This one's cracked and it could definitely use a replacement, so I'll be looking into buying a new one of those. However, it's still there. The car also has all power windows, which is really great. And the driver's seat has automatic adjustment, so I can raise the seat up. It's hard to, I don't know if you can tell on camera. I'm slowly getting taller. And then you can push it down, forward and back. Yeah, it's all automatic. And there's like 4 different ways you can adjust your seat, which is really cool, just for the height and the tilt of it. And then you can also move it back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Really cool. Passenger seat didn't have that, but the driver got it. So if you're driving the car, then that's, I mean, you're gonna have that. Your passengers maybe won't, but that's fine as long as you got it. Overall, really cool car. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think it's gonna be a blast. This is the kind of car you really wanna make sure you stay on top of maintenance for, because once stuff starts to go, then it can be pretty detrimental. But as long as you stay on top of maintenance and you put the right gas in it, you gotta put high octane gas in it. You wanna put premium in this because it won't run on low octane on regular because of the turbos, because of the high compression engine. But as long as you make sure that you treat the car well and you get your maintenance done, I'm sure it'll be a great car for you and a lot of fun. And I mean, it's right-hand drive. Who can argue with that? That's pretty cool. All right, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell. If you have any questions or anything else you'd like to see from me in the future, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.